Hello and welcome to Reginaldesq. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the Czechoslovakian Tier 5 tank. It's a medium Skoda T24. So is it any good? I really liked this tank. I really enjoyed driving it. Whether it's good or not, I think it's probably not a bad tank. I put it there. It's got sort of average, maybe a bit better than average. But I really enjoyed driving it. It's sort of, I guess maybe it suits my play style or something. I don't know, but I had a lot of fun driving this tank. It's fairly quick for a medium. Has pretty much no armor. The gun is interesting. It hits pretty hard and it's pretty punchy, or it certainly feels that way. It's not particularly accurate though, so this thing doesn't do, usually anyway, doesn't do very well at long range. It's sort of close to mid range, so it works well as a heavy tank support. So you let the heavies take the shots, then pop out from behind them and have a shot, or maybe sort of hide in a bush and then sort of roll out later on in the game. For some reason I seem to have done better when I played higher tier games, like tier 7 games, and I think it's because I was more conservative in those games, and it does sort of pay to be sort of hiding bushy conservative at the start of the game. But this tank is very good at popping out from behind cover, taking a shot and popping back again. Partly that is due to an aiming time of 2.3 seconds, which is very good. And its accuracy of 0.38 sounds about right. It's not very accurate. So long range shots, often you can frustratingly miss them, so really don't want to be long range. 132 penetration, pretty good at tier 5, and 110 damage is good as well. 11.3 rate of fire, which is really, really good. So 4.9 seconds reload. Well, that's actually because I've got a little bit of a boost here. So I've got vents fitted to increase everything. I've got binoculars fitted to increase my view range. And I've got a gun laying drive to improve the aiming time even further. Since the aiming time is one of the main benefits of this tank, it doesn't have much armor, so you pop out and shoot, you don't want to pop out for very long. That's my view. You want to be there, shoot and pop back again. So the aiming time is critical, which is, mine's down to 1.96 now, which is really quick because of the gun laying drive and the vents. So for me, it's all about aiming time on this tank. It does have 10 degrees of gun depression, which is fantastic, but it doesn't feel like 10 degrees. It feels a little more like 7 or maybe 8, and I think that's because of the way the turret is mounted. There's a fair bit of hull in front of the turret, and the gun is very close to the hull, which it has an enormous hull. So it's very hard to shoot at people using your gun depression and just expose your gun and your turret. You tend to end up exposing your hull a little bit, so it sort of doesn't feel as good as some other tanks with 10 degrees, but it still is, pretty good. So there's a lot of good things going for it. Its mobility is good, the gun is good at close to medium range, and the gun depression's good. So it is a good tank. The only thing letting it down really is armor. If it had good armor, it would probably be an OP tank. Now my crew is fully trained in the games that you will see. My commander he's working on 6th Sense, so he doesn't really have that skill because that's a perk. This guy's working on Snapshot, this guy is working on Concealment, and this guy is working on Situational Awareness, which is 76 at the moment. That'll give you a bit of an idea what's going on. I've already told you what I've got fitted there. Let's have a quick look comparison, then the armor, and let's get into some gameplay. Tanks, GG, and we have a bunch of tanks here, medium tanks, tier 5. There are some really good tanks here. The Skoda T24, the T24 tank I really like, the Russian tank. Panzer 4H tank I've done really well in with the derp gun. The M4, I didn't like it much, but I know it is quite popular. The Chi-Nu, I've got 2 marks of excellence in that tank, and I think it was like within 1 or 2% a couple of times of getting my 3rd mark of excellence in Chi-Nu. So obviously I like that tank. Crusader, I can't remember, I haven't played for ages, but I think I liked it. And the G1R, which I've never played, don't know anything about it, French tank. Well, 1245 DPM is low. It's not the lowest. The T34 has the lowest of 1210, but the Crusader is over 2000, and of course the G1R and Panzer 4H with their derp guns potentially about 2,500, but that's potential because they always do less than that, of course, because they're not always fully penetrating. I've only got them as derp because that's what most people use with those tanks. Now, penetration-wise, we've got 132, and I think that's where this Skoda really shines. Because remember, I never fire premium ammunition, so having great penetration is, for me, makes a real big difference in the game. So 132 mils of penetration is the best out of all of these tanks. The next best is the M4 with 128. That's if you're using the normal gun on the M4. A lot of people use the derp gun. Then after that, you've got the T24 with 125, the Tune with 124, still quite respectable. But then the Crusader drops down to 110, which is not so good, and the other two are firing derp guns. Damage per round, you say, is 110, which is actually like not as much as the other. They've got 115 on the T34, only slightly more, and 115 on the M4. We've got the Tune who's got 125, which is pretty darn good. Only 75 on the Crusader, but I'm pretty sure that's got a clip or something from recollection. Rate of fire, we have 5.3 seconds to reload, which is not bad. The M4 is 4.8, the Chinu is 5, and the Crusader is only 2.2. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that has an autoloader of some sort. The oh no, it doesn't say it has a clip size here, so maybe not. Maybe it just reloads that quickly, which is why it has such low damage per shot. But the reload time is not bad. The M4 and Chinu are better. The Panzer 4H and the G1R, firing a derp gun, of course, are much longer. And yeah, so there you go. Now, let's have a quick look. Here's another advantage of this tank. The Skoda has the highest velocity of any of the tanks we're comparing here. 900 versus 814 on the T34. Of course, the derp guns are much lower, 470 for the Panzer 4. We've got 792 on the M4, 821 the Tuner, which is getting close, and 892 on the Crusader, which is almost the same. But 900 is quite respectable velocity. So for a tank that wants to pop out and shoot, we've got basically, you can pop out quickly, you've got good penetration, you've got good shell velocity, and you also have good aim time. So the aim time here is 2.3. Now, most of the others are 2.3 as well, except for the T34 is 2.9. So you're just not at a disadvantage, I can say. Now, the 0.38 dispersion, which I said wasn't very good, is actually only beaten here by the Chi-Nu with 0.37. The others have 0.41, 0.43, that sort of thing. So really, even though I think I can't hit things or you miss things at long range sometimes, it's actually pretty good compared to the others. Depression of 10 degrees is really good. Now, we've got a couple here, the M4 and Crusader with 12, and the Panzer 4H also have 10. The T34 and G1R also both have 8. So there's really, all of them have good, usable gun depression, but we're certainly not disadvantaged in any way. 58 kilometers per hour forward is the fastest of the group here, and the tank is fast. It doesn't turn fantastically. I don't think the maneuverability is that great, but it's definitely great in a straight line, and it's good for getting to places, and it goes pretty well up hills as well. It does weigh 19 tonne, which makes it the second lightest. The only one lighter is the Chi-Nu, so don't go ramming people in this unless you absolutely have no choice. The 18 in reverse is one of the slower ones, although the Chi-Nu is 16 and G1 only does 12. The best is the Crusader with 22 in reverse. By the way, the slowest of all of those tanks is the Panzer 4H and G1R, both do 40. So the track traverse is 40 degrees a second, which actually is very, very good. So when I said it's not a good turning tank, it's probably as good as the T34 and Crusader, so it's not a slouch. It's just don't try and outmatch a light tank, that's all. The worst in the group is the G1R with 30. Panzer 4H has 32 as well, so there you go. Now, as far as the armour goes, we'll have a look at it. It's lightly armoured. It doesn't really have any strong points. You might bounce the odd shot from like a tier 4 or something, but that's about it. Health-wise, it's got 450 hit points, which is the equal lowest tier. Shares that with the T34 and the Crusader. The best is the Chi-Nu and the Panzer 4H with 480. View range of 350 metres is pretty poor. That's the same for all of them though, except for the Crusader, which has 360, and the M4, which has 370, which is a little bit OP. That's about it. Let's have a quick look at the armour now. Alright, so let's check out the armour. Funny thing about the Skoda, the toughest armour on the tank is actually the cupola. It's 95mm, which is quite good. except for the top portion, he was only 30, which is pretty bad. But yeah, it's one of those things, if you are popping over a hill and someone decides to, hit the cupola, well, they're actually doing the worst thing they could possibly do. The rest of the whole front of the tank is 50mm. I quite like it being uniform like that, because at least you know what you can and can't do with the front of your tank. The green area you see here is 20mm, so gun like 75mm guns and stuff will overmatch that area, but they'll be able to pen the front of the turret anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If you angle the tank heavily, we can get a ricochet angle here on the lower plate, and the upper plate is quite substantially improved, like 90 in the 90s. The reason I'm showing you that is often you'll be popping out from behind rocks to have a shot in this tank, or at least I do. This side area here is easy to penetrate. It's all 30mm all the way along, so that's not going to help you. And the way it's sloped, when you pop out from cover, it's actually pretty bad. So I recommend popping out from cover on a bit of an angle like this. Try and present this part of the tank. As you see here, that's a ricochet on that part there. So pop out, have a shot, and hope that they aim at the front part. If you pop out completely side on, they can't help but penetrate you. But if you pop out at a bit of an angle, they may actually bounce off the front part. So I like to pop out at a little bit of an angle, present that, and hope that they shoot that. Especially if you're retreating while they shoot, good chance they'll hit that part of your tank. The rest of the turret, like the side of it's only 30mm, whole side of the tank is 30mm, tracks offer a little bit of splash protection from artillery. 20mm under there, 30 over there. The top deck is only 10mm, so artillery, don't get hit by artillery. 10mm on the roof as well. Alright, that's about all there is to say for the armour, except that we can say the mantlet is 50mm, 30mm of spaced armour over the 50mm, so you might get some lucky bounces with that too. So we're on Arctic region. I'm not showing you the start of this game because this is going to be very short. This is really just to show you a little bit about how the tank works, but also a watch out in this tank. So I'm going to start off by just trying to peek the corner. Here we go, there's a T24 there, very good Russian tier 6 tank. We're only a tier 5, but let's see if we can have a shot on him here. Trying to make him shoot. He does shoot and he misses. Now I can take my time over the cupola and we get it. 94 damage isn't a lot of damage to a T150, but hey, good harassment value. And that's the sort of thing you can do with this tank. Just sort of, you got to have hard cover, but you can pop out, take your shots and all that. Now the Churchill's going around the corner, I feel quite confident going out there. I didn't want to get caught out there by myself. And I can see there's tanks up there, so let's see if we can have a shot here. We have got pretty good gun depression, so shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. Here's a Stug, he's aiming at me, but I have a quick aiming time as well. Now let's get shot on this KV-1S here. He just fired, so he can't shoot me. There we go. Yeah. M41, artillery which I have just reviewed, and it shot me for 450 my full health. He would have been wrapped because I don't think I've ever done 450 damage in a single shot with that HMC. Okay, here we are on Lakeville. It's a tier 6 game, we're tier 5. So actually it's a pretty good matchup for us. There's only 3 tier 6s on the other team. There's a KV2, which we have to be very careful of because it could probably one-shot us with our not very thick armour. Skoda T24, which is the tank after this in the Czechoslovakian line, which I'm pretty sure, I think it has a 3-shot autoloader or something like that, so you've got to be really careful. That could kill me with one clip. The IKV65, which I'm not worried about at all. I don't really rate that tank. And KV1, the usual sort of stuff at tier 5. So as you can see, tank's pretty quick. I moved up this way fairly quickly. I'm not sort of scared at this sort of tier to face off against heavier tanks. We've got the Skoda is right there. I didn't want to sit out in front of him though, but we've spotted him anyway. Now we're going to try and do what this tank is good at, which is pop out shooting. And I reckon he's behind that wall, so I'll take a shot. Actually there's a building there, I think. There is a brick wall which you can shoot through. I don't know, it looks like shots landed there, but it looked like an auto cannon or something, so I don't know what that was coming from. Oh, there's a leopard. No, I don't know what that was. So Skoda's moved a little bit, so I think, okay, I could probably come up here, have a look. Oh, KV2, can we get a shot on him? Yes, we can. And we get one in, nice. Oh, a shot just landed there. That's a bit odd. There must be somebody up there that I can't see. Just trying to see if any... No, he's shooting at me, so I'm not sure where that was. I was hoping to get another shot on the KV2, but it's gone. So it looks like our Leopard's taken a few hits. No wonder, he's driving around in the open. Oh, we just lost a tank. Well, the Leopard's not getting shot at. Ah, he was hiding there. Panzer 4D. So we put one into him. As you can see, for a tier 4 tank like that, the 110 damage was a lot. We kept moving. He fired and missed us. We've been hit by him now, and he actually managed to track us as well. So I repaired the tracks to get out of there. And he disappeared as well. I'm going to go and try and get a killing shot here, firing where he was. He looks like he's probably moved though, which was the smart thing to do. So, oh, now he actually hit us. He tracked us, but he didn't penetrate us. Oh wow, that was lucky. Okay, I thought he actually damaged us, but he didn't. So we were lucky there. KV1 there. I'm just wondering. Yeah, I was thinking, do I go up and help that guy or no? He's just been killed. If I get up there and then I get a KV2 coming out from your KV1 and I can't back up in time, I'm in trouble. So it's time actually to run. We've got an AT2 there left, but that's it. Everybody else is gone. So I'm going to have to reposition. There's just like, you can see there's an M4, there's a KV2, there's a KV1, there's a Wolverine, there's a T28, all those tanks there. I've got no armour, I can't just go up against them. So we can see, looks like we can see the T28 from here though. He's having a go at the AT2. And good aim time, as you can see, when we get that shot into the T28. Tier 4 tank, T28, and so 110 damage is good damage on a tank like that. Can't quite get him there. I'm worried now about the tanks coming this side of me as well, so I'm trying to scout both sides. I don't want to get shot in the back here. Now, the T28 got damaged by our spotting? Really? Wow, that lasted a long time, didn't it? That spotting damage. AT2's having a hard time. Can we get the... Oh! Oh no. Oh, the T28's dead now. I just shot our AT2, and wouldn't you know, it hit his cupola. Shot goes low, we end up hitting the track. Sometimes the accuracy does fail on this tank. Oh no, I feel so bad about that. Now I'm playing the game, I haven't got time to type sorry because I'm concentrating so much and trying to stay alive at this point. Now I have got a couple of tanks over near our cap circle, but I've got the S35 which is right near me here. So I've got this KV1 here. I don't know if he can't see me or if he's just focusing on something else. But anyway, we get the shot of the KV1 and I'm coming up here just to check and make sure nothing's coming up here. I'm really, really worried about the KV2 coming up here because, like I say, he can one-shot me and I don't want to get caught unawares. I want to run if I have to. So S35CA is a French tank destroyer, and when I reviewed it, I thought it was the best tank destroyer Tier 5. It was awesome. Oh, he's aiming at me this time. He misses, fortunately for me. I think he's actually using the dirt gun. Oh, we've got this M4A1 who's just coming for me. He's just always going to get me. I'm getting ready to take a shot, but I'm going to wear one here. The rock is blocking me. Here we go. Oh, thank you. Whoever shot him, thank you very much. And might have been somebody at cap actually that shot him. Looking here to see if I can see. Nothing coming still. Yeah, they saved my bacon there, my team. So, but I got spotting damage for it, which is good. Can't get shot him, but I'm just going to go for a tracking shot since, hey, the track's there. We might as well track him if we can. Why not? S35CA seems to be moving into position to get that KV1. And here is the KV2. And through the front of the turret of the KV2, which is a little bit of a weak spot there. Great, so he's on lowish health, so now he's not going to be... That one bounced to hit the side sloped plate. So he's not going to be too bold now about coming after us and just going bam, because he hasn't got much health left, and he knows we can pen his turret. So that's exactly what we want. We want him to be trying to be cautious, because we can out-aim him. Oh, that was a bit of bad luck, that one. I was bouncing around. I was on that bit of a rock there, as you saw, and my tank was wobbling. And you see my tank's wobbling again now. Oh, we did actually hit him. I thought we hit the ground with that one. So I think the S35 has just finished off this KV1 over here. So we've only got this KV2 to worry about now. I'm a bit worried about staying out too long. I don't want to give the KV2 time to aim, because I say if he hits me, it's game over. Now you can see it's pretty even. I think we have one more tank than the other team at the moment. I'm checking this side as well. I just don't want to get anyone flank me. I see a tree go down, so I know the KV2 is probably coming for it now. Oh, it's not the KV2. It's a Wolverine, and he's hit me for 97 damage. I'm in trouble. I just noticed at the corner of the SC35 is moving behind the rock here. You can see him on the map moving. He's going to outflank the KV2. So we managed to kill the Wolverine there. That was a bit of a worry. Now, I'm going to spot the KV2, but I actually have no intention of really shooting him. I fire a shot there, bounces off the angled part of his turret, and I knew that's what happened. I just want to keep him worried and focusing on me, so the S35 can shoot him in the back. That one actually goes in. I didn't think it would. He's nearly dead. I have no intention now of popping out, because he would be pre-aimed here. I'm just going to let the S35 see. I'm just moving back and forward, make him think I'm coming. Just spot him again now. Let the SC5A. There it goes. Does the work. No point being a hero and getting blown up. So there you go. So that S35, not only is he in a fantastic tank, he's obviously a pretty good player as well. You can see he hasn't even taken a hit, and I know he's killed at least. He saved my bacon at least twice. So good player. From his point of view, he probably thinks, well, I'm spotting everything for him, so he probably thinks I'm doing it right. But I certainly appreciate him. Now, someone's just wasted a tank up there. There's only 2 tanks left, so I guess you could say it's clean-up time. It's their Panzer 4D that tracked us earlier, that was hiding up in the corner there, the sneaky one, and there's an M4 as well. So I don't know. I'm just going to split the 2 times, because this has taken a little while. And someone else just got killed, so it's only the Panzer 4D that's left. Now I'm going to slow it down to normal time, because I'm pretty sure we spot it about now. There it is. So it looks like our Swedish medium has spotted it, and he's focused on that tank, so I'm going to take my time aiming at him. We get a nice one into him. Not quite enough to kill him, although above average damage for us, 119. And there's where our accuracy starts to play a problem. And we miss again. Oh, come on. And just in time before our Swedish teammate rolls up. That was a Class 1 game in the tank, and it was actually the game that gave me my mark of excellence in the tank as well. I think it showed off the pop-out shoot ability of this tank with its quick aim time, pop-out shoot, pop-back. Really, it's really good at that. So yeah, we hit a bunch of tanks. We did all right. We finished on top for experience on our team and on top for damage as well. The KV2 on the other team did 1400, so he pipped us for top damage, but we had a good game. Next screen, and we fired 27 rounds, so good rate of fire. 19 of them hit. Of the 19 that hit, 14 penetrated. I think the only time we really bounced was on the side of the turret of that KV when it was angled. So good penetration. 1363 damage. We received 2 hits and one penetrate, so we did bounce a hit. We unfortunately hit our friendly teammate. That was really, really bad, and probably he may have actually survived if I hadn't done that. It was a really bad one. Anyway, sorry to that player if he happens to be watching this. Any vehicle spotted 1. We damaged 5, destroyed 2, and 236 assistance damage. Had to pay a little bit of money out, but still made good money for the game. So it was what did we get? How much XP did I say we got? 825 is Class 1. So I'm guessing 950, 1200 would be mastery, something like 950, 1000 would be mastery. One last game for you in the tank. The map is Malinovka, and it's a tier 7 game, so we're bottom tier in this game. The enemy team has some, well, they've got the FV201. I think that's the British Premium. I think that we got that for a competition or something. I've got it as well, and if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's really soft. It's like a medium tank really, but it's slow like a heavy, so it's a bit of a dud. And I think it's got the gun off the Black Prince, which is also a bit of a dud. So they've got a bit of we've got a Tiger one, so they've got a disadvantage. Have a shot at this Leopard and missed. So like I said, sometimes the accuracy is not that good. I'm going to use this rock here. That one went in. That's nice. He is, of course, lighting us all up, but he's a bit silly because they don't have artillery. There's no artillery in this game, which is great for me, which is why I'm able to sit here at this rock. So if you see me sitting at this rock, and you think, oh, I'm going to do that, just make sure there's no artillery, because if I get spotted by this guy here, and there's arty, then I'll get blown to bits, because this rock isn't really big enough to protect me from arty. Have a shot at that M4, and the shot is true, doing 99 damage to him. That will hopefully make him think twice about sitting in that spot. And here comes the Leopard. That was a bit too high, my friend. I don't know if he knew I was here. Maybe he didn't know I was here. But he exposed himself. He probably just thought those two tanks were there and no one was behind it. So we were able to nail him there. I decided to stay in this position for a while because I really like this rock. It enables me to shoot without receiving return fire. There's that top tier FV201 I was talking about. It looks very similar to a Carnarvon and all that, but it's it's not good. It was free, so I think you can buy that tank. I wouldn't buy it if you want to train a heavy tank crew. It's not good. Can we get this T71? No. Panzer 4H maybe. Very hard to, through bushes to predict and shoot ahead. I missed that shot up. Probably should have shot sooner, but I was trying to aim, and there it is. So I fired a blind shot at the FV201, but I think he's behind the rock. Yeah, he's behind the rock. He's getting spotted though. Our T24 has moved up and is doing a fantastic job of spotting all these dudes. Really, really good job. So can we get this M4 again? Now, he's not quite poking that ridge. Is he moving up now? Oh, he's moving up. Here he comes. Here he comes. I had an orange indicator. Fire a shot anyway, but I'm pretty sure that would have gone straight over the top of his turret. So I tried to aim sort of at the ground. That wasn't a bad shot. That may have even hit him. Because I aim at the ground, and if the shot goes a little bit high, it'll just skim over the hill and hit him. But if I aim in the air, it'll think I'm aiming at the horizon and go really high. Get another one into him. So as you can see, this is supposedly a heavy tank, which is angled to me, and I'm penning it. So it's really, really soft. Oh, I really didn't like driving that tank. It's basically a medium tank, but doesn't have the benefits of a medium tank. In other words, it's not mobile. It's probably more mobile than some of the heavies, but it's not very good. And that combined with a poor gun. That said, he probably shouldn't be hiding behind a rock. He probably should be up on the hill, because it does have 10 degrees of gun depression. I think that British heavy. I might speed this up a little bit. Not a lot going on. I'm going to put it on 2 times just to speed it up a little bit. I'm kind of waiting for someone in the enemy team to do something stupid, but instead our team does something stupid. So we just lost the tank that got blown up, and the T-34 got hit. Which, I mean, he is in a high risk position and he is doing a fantastic job, so it's going to happen. But here we go. Going to go to normal speed now. I'm trying to find a shot on that M4, can't find it. We just got the tip of this guy. I'm just going to fire just to damage his tracks, and hopefully, and we do get his tracks, and hopefully make him use up another repair kit, so that when the time comes and we need to nail him, he doesn't have any repairs left. That's the idea. Always harass people if I can. We almost have a shot there. He must have just moved back again. Just gonna maybe speed this up again. We might get some more shots. I've thought about moving forward, but whilst I'm still getting shots, I'm reluctant to move. It looks like we're winning the hill on the other side, so there's no rush. If we were losing the hill, I think I better move, better hurry. But because we're not losing the hill, there's not a big rush. But I decide now is the time to move up, because that British heavy is almost dead. There's a couple other tanks here, but they're not going to one-shot me. Always a bit scary though driving up here that you're going to get spotted and smashed, but I think this T24 is making most of the people pull their heads in because he's just spotting everyone. Drop down over here, we made that without getting hit, which is great. I decide I've got full health, the T34 is almost dead, so I decide I'm going to push up, take a hit from the M4 and give him one back. I fire a shot there, I do take a hit, unfortunately I bounce. I'm banking on having a better reload, and we put one into him. This one actually goes in. He's focusing on the T34. I think the T34 did get a shot into him though, so that our second shot there actually ends up killing him. Well, it was our third shot on him, but the second penetration. Well done to that T34 player, he did a fantastic job. I think I let him down a little bit really, but anyway. Now interestingly, look, I go up here to get to this bush and I can't make it. So I have to turn side on there to move that way. I didn't want to expose myself while getting into this position, trying to spot people. I don't think I spotted it. Basically the M4 in our team is also moving up now, and I think he probably spotted that tank. So I'm being pretty cautious, just moving up a little bit at a time here. We have won the hill and they're moving down now. Stug 3G has a very good rate of fire. Oh, there's a comet. That missed somehow. And we got him with that one. So what I was doing there was I didn't want to lead the shot because I couldn't obviously see what was around, and I may have ended up the shot going really high because my gun may have been pointing at the ground, 500 meters behind him or something. So I just wanted to shoot at the tank but get the aim at the back so I could have a chance of hitting it, because I wasn't able to lead, if that makes any sense. If you've played the game a lot, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Alright, Stug's been hit, time to move up. M4 is doing the damage. Oh, and he's dead. Alright, well there's only 3 tanks left. We know 2 of them are up there. It's the T34 I'm worried about because it's a kind of tank that you can bounce shots off. Oh, the M4's racing ahead, so okay. Let's move then. I think it's a bit risky doing what the M4's doing at this stage because, like I say, the T34's dead. Okay. We've still got the Skoda, which is a pretty damn good tank. T71 I'm not too worried about. No one can pen it. And I didn't see that dead tank there. That stopped me from moving a little bit. Slowed us down, unfortunately. And there is the T71. Let's aim in on him. Quick aim time. Our T34 100 gets a shot on him. And our M4's just been hit. And our M4 is dead. Obviously that's the Skoda that hit him because the Skoda's still alive. So there's the Skoda's just been spotted. I've just seen him on map. Actually, I haven't seen it. Now I see it, I think. And I go, oops, it's up there. Are we going to get a shot on the Skoda? Time's pretty much gone. And we do. It looked like we hit it just before somebody else, so that was pretty lucky. Quick aim time helps a lot. That was another Class 1 game. Yay! And we got a Levashenko's medal, which I think is for killing 2 medium tanks. But they've got to be, I think, at least 1 tier higher than you or something like that. Anyway, that's what that medal is for. Next screen, we finished 3rd on our team for experience and 3rd for damage as well, I believe. Excuse me. Where did that T34 finish? Well, he didn't do a lot of damage, but obviously he got a fair bit of spotting damage. He played a really good game. It was, from my point of view anyway, he made my game. And we fired 24 shots, so good rate of fire, considering we spent a fair bit of time not actually shooting. 14 direct hits for 12 penetrations. Once again, considering we were bottom tier, the penetration on the gun is really good. Damage 1224, 715 of that was at long range, over 300 meters, so the gun actually did pretty good. Damaged 6, is it? Destroying 4, and a little tiny bit of assistance damage, not much. We made pretty good money, but there was a personal reserve bonus, so actually we made average money. Okay. Thank you for watching my review of the Skoda T24. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to Reginaldesq and have fun. It's a Skoda!